All right, peace. This is Brother Yosef. I'm back with another video. I want to start this video out with a story. I got inspired today to do a second video, even though I'm still fighting this cold a little bit. I got inspired today to do a second video. So I'm gonna do this video real quick about Christ consciousness and the importance of obtaining Christ consciousness in your journey, if you consider yourself to be spiritual. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what's happening to you as you start to wake up spiritually. All right, and I'm going to start this video talking about a story from the Egyptian pantheon about the first Immaculate Conception, dealing with the god Heru and the goddess Aset, which is also known as Horus and Isis. His father was named Osiris or Asar. And this is a very important story because it is the exact same story as Jesus of Nazareth and Mary. That's actually where they took it from. They took it from the god Heru. They stole that story. And I am going to be referencing the Bible in this video, but I want people to understand I do not believe in Jesus. Just want to make that very clear. I do not believe Jesus ever existed, but I still read the Bible and I understand the Bible because I believe the Bible is a great tool when you understand it on a deeper level, because it has stories in there, whether they're real or not. They can help you understand things on a deeper level, and any real metaphysician knows that. So the word Christ comes from a very old word called Christos. And Christos is also a word just like Christ that means anointed. So Heru or Horus was the first anointed person, documented anointed person, even though he wasn't real either. It's just a story, right? But it's based off astrology, which goes into the Heru was the son of God, the sun in the sky, the son of God. So when you study Heru and you study his story, what you really have to understand is that it's the story of the hero. Horus is also known as the hero. So when you see heroes in movies, this is pertaining to the god of Heru or Horus. Horus is always the hero. The hero is always Christ. Okay, he's the one that saves people. He's the one that comes to, or sometimes in movies, he comes to save the world. And this is very important for people to understand, because when you first wake up spiritually, that's kind of what it is. You are being petitioned by the Spirit to come and help save yourself more than anything, but try to save as many people as you can. So there's no Christ, right? But there are many Christ, because Christ is a title that you reach. It is something that you obtain little by little by little in different increments and different levels. So there are many people in the world that have their Christ energy activated, but it's on different levels. They haven't fully come to that energy of who Christ is. There are some people that have fully obtained the Christ energy, halo and everything, you know. And we'll talk about that in another video. Well, matter of fact, let me just mention one person now. You can go look up a guy named Simeon Toko. Simeon Toko. He's an African guy. If there ever was a man on earth that was close to Jesus, it was definitely this man. And he even claimed to be a Christian, right? But you can tell when you read up on him that he was not a Christian, right? It was just something that he claimed. And they killed this man in so many horrible ways. And every time they killed him, he came back to life. He came back to life. And they could not kill this man. They could not kill this man. He claimed to be a Christian, but he definitely practiced, when you get into a story, you find out he practiced some other form of spirituality. And I'm going to let you guys read up on that for yourself. But if you really get into the story, he was kind of like the head of his community. And he wasn't really a Christian, but that's kind of what he was at the same time. So the U.S. government was scared of this man. They thought he was like Christ's return, right? Because they know the real science. When you look up the COINTELPRO, Stop the Rise of a Black Messiah. This ain't nothing I'm making up. You guys can go look this up on Google for yourself. Look up the COINTELPRO. They're trying to stop the rise of a Black Messiah. They are very afraid of a Messiah man coming through African people or black people, right? And this is just the truth. I'm not making this up to big us up or anything, because I love everybody. But this is just the truth, right? So you guys can look that up for yourself and understand what that is, right? So the Christ consciousness has been obtained by some people in life on very high levels. And some of us are just waking up into the Christ consciousness. And what's the first thing we want to do? We want to save ourselves, but 99% of the time, we want to save the world. When we start out on the lower consciousness level, we want to tell everybody about this new information, tell everybody about the stuff we learned, right? Because we want people to be saved. We want people to be saved. We want people to understand. Jesus even said he went to his own, but his own received him not. Right? This is the same thing with a Christ-like person, or a person that's coming into the Christ energy, that when he goes to tell his family, the family doesn't want to hear it. Some of his friends don't want to hear it. He has to get a whole new batch of friends now because his friends don't want to hear it. And his whole life changes. Everything starts to transform. He goes on the journey of the hero, right? Look that up, the journey of the hero, which is very powerful. And or the journey of the Heru, which is a consciousness level. So people, when they first wake up, they go through this state or this level of transformation in their consciousness where they want to save people. But eventually, as you grow deeper into your understanding of the Christ energy, you find out that you're actually only really here to save yourself. And the reason why is because everybody on the planet one day, even if it takes you 100 lifetimes, everybody's going to obtain the Christ consciousness eventually. It's going to happen. Right? You've been lucky enough in this life to come to an understanding of it, and you want to obtain it in this life. You bring as many people with you as you can, but you focus on self. You focus on self, and you help people, right? But always focus on self also, because I always tell a person, a good example is, you be holding on somebody on the edge of a mountain, and if your muscles are not strong enough, you can't help that person. You can't pull that person up. So in the meantime, work out, get spiritually strong, get spiritually fit, and when a person needs help, you can help pull that person up. Okay? And I'm just talking from experience. There's also a scripture in the Bible where Jesus said, he went into his town, and he said, a prophet is not accepted by his own. His own people didn't want, he just raised Lazarus, right? And he said, a prophet is not accepted by his own. That means that people who know you, they'll never accept you for anything besides what they know you as, right? And that's okay, right? That's okay, because don't be mad at those people. Have pity on them, because they don't understand, right? So you can't be mad at them. Let them talk. Let them try to say whatever they're going to say, and just let it go, because they don't understand. And you have to be okay with that, because you're on the path of Christ, right? You're on the path of Christ consciousness, all right? So I want to make it very clear. There is no Jesus Christ. Christ is a title that you obtain with a certain level of consciousness through reading, through meditation, through different types of spiritual techniques, yoga, whatever you want to call it, and you grow spiritually. I recommend doing yoga, some type of energy work, and doing some solar gazing to obtain a higher level of Christ consciousness. So I just wanted to come in this video and really help people understand what Christ consciousness is, what Christ consciousness is. Help you understand that you have, if you're on a spiritual path now, if you're just waking up, it's a certain reason why you want to help people, why you want to tell people, but always focus on self. Also, while you're doing that, because you still have to grow. Your journey is not just about you telling people about what you've learned and what you realize. It's about you growing. You have to be disciplined in this thing, right, on a spiritual level. So I want people to understand Christ is a title. It's not a person. Buddha was a Christ. Krishna was a Christ. Okay? Lao Tzu was a Christ. And there were many Buddhas that were Christ. There are different types of Buddha. Buddha's also a title, right? You can reach a title of a Buddha. So there are many Buddhas. Mithra was a version of the Christ. So we have to understand these things. Satan, the word Satan is a title, right? It is a title. It's not a person or a being. There are many Satans and many versions of Satan. And Satan is a title that negative entities reach, the level of Satan, right? A devil could be any person walking around, right? A deceiver, right? So these are titles of entities and people. God is a title. There is no one God. There are many gods. God is a title. This is something that's very important to understand. Stop looking for somebody to come to save you and learn how to save yourself. Learn that you are God, you are the Christ, and you're here to save yourself, just like I had to learn, okay? And just like I teach my wife and my daughter and my family, all right? So I hope this video helps you guys obtain a deeper understanding, all right? And this is, once again, this is Brother Yosef. And just remember to think good thoughts, because your thoughts become your reality. Peace.